Responsiveness in business really matters. There was a little thing that I read when I first started my coaching practice, and it was that no email should be longer than 2 sentences. And I've never forgotten it. And it's this basic idea that if it has to be longer than 2 sentences, it's because it's a legal email, as a part of a legal event, or ultimately you pick up the phone and you have a conversation with someone, and then literally you send an email which is a summary of that conversation if that's required from a legal perspective. But this is that basic idea that if ever you email me, you'll often find sometimes you might get a 1-word reply, sometimes a 2-word reply, but it's very rare that it's going to be any longer than 2 sentences. And the skill set is brevity because it allows you to be able to deal with more things more often, but most importantly, to allow you to be able to get back to all the people that are chasing you. And there's an old school theory to think about this, that the better that you become, the more the people are going to want to use you. And the more that people are going to want to use you, then what are you planning to do to cope with that new level of demand? And this is about driving efficiency and productivity and performance. Maybe, for example, it's a simple thing that as you leave and open for inspection, you actually send the customer a voice note, maybe 30 seconds or less of you explaining what went on and what the next steps are. So then naturally you can give them a call at the end of the Saturday to let them know how their property compared with what's actually going on in market. Maybe it's about making sure that you've got a WhatsApp group set up with you and maybe your operations person. And every single time that there's some feedback on that property or something's happening during the course of that campaign, that can go into that WhatsApp channel. And this is about learning to improve the efficiency and the effectiveness of what it is that you do. And this is the call of what a great agent really thinks about, is that now every single vendor needs to meet with you for 15 minutes every week. And maybe you might do that via Zoom, maybe you might do that face-to-face at the office. They need to be pre-scheduled so that naturally people are going to come and see you maybe 1, 2, 3 times during the course of that campaign in order to be able to get to that position of sold. What you've got to start thinking about is that literally your role as a great agent is to learn how to improve that responsiveness and to actually make sure that you're keeping people in play during the course of the transaction. So whether or not you're chasing buyers, you're chasing sellers, or you're chasing suppliers to get things done, the skill is to be able to communicate in such a way that people feel the energy around that and literally the tenacity and the desire to act in that moment. Your ability to do that will make all the difference in winning more business more often.